So I always hear people say, work on your chakras, work on your chakras. And when you're on this journey, when you're on like a spiritual journey, you hear a lot of things, but a lot of things don't stick with you because you have to hear things sometimes over and over again in order to get them. Plus, you have to experience it to get it too, right? You could stay in the classroom forever, or you could go out and walk around like Jesus did and take in what was really happening and, becoming that embodiment of a healer and interacting with the people and taking on the persecutions of the people, right? That's going to give you like that grit to know exactly what needs to be done because you've actually been involved with it. But I'm sidestepping, right? We're talking about Jesus, nothing religious. We're just talking about Jesus. So what I'm saying is, as a whole, when you talk about your chakras, people always say, "Oh, work on them, work on them." So I've decided to actually do it. So one thing I just want to put out there, I've like, how do you do it? What makes it the easiest way to do it? So I'm realizing that, and my iPad is shaking. I'm realizing that I decided to break it up into days. I feel like the heart chakra can be worked on like every day because that's like the center. And I'm noticing that your heart is very powerful. It's its own magnetic, energetic field in itself. Like it's so powerful. So I've been working on heart chakra frequently, but also spending a day in particular on each chakra. So you know how it's like a particular day. And it doesn't matter which day you choose. It doesn't necessarily have to be a day because I looked it up and it was saying that Monday should be for Mars because Mars is a red, I think it's a red planet, and that's the root. But no, 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 I'm sorry, I'm making that up. Monday was the moon, okay? And that was, and the moon is a satellite. They say it's a satellite, but Monday was the moon, so therefore that was white. That was the crown. That was a crown. And then the moon was, hold on, I'm writing this stuff down. I'm like studying. When I start studying stuff, it's just it gets really, I take it to the next level when I study something. And then like I said, I do it and then I'm done with it. So Tuesday was Mars because that related to the root. But it doesn't have to be that way, guys. It can be any way that you feel that you're connected to it. So, but for me, I was just noticing that if I pick one each day, because I started off doing once a month, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's not really balanced. But then I was like, bring the 7 days in a week, and there's seven chakras. Some people say there's more. I've heard that too. But there's 7 days in a week, and there's seven chakras. So if that's the case, why don't I just divide it up into 7 days? Okay. It just made sense to me. I was like, ooh, it just was like a bell went off. So I think there's a meaning to all of this based on the way things are broken down with the 7 weekdays that we have been assigned to, and then the seven chakras. So I decided to take on this journey. So this is just another video with an idea of breaking them up into 7 days. You don't have to do it that way. And I'll bring back some more information that I have been studying on chakras and how they have made me more aware, is what I'm noticing.